Go.
Hello, my name is Dave Whitfield. Today I'm doing a presentation and it's called Corrosion, Is It in Your Future? And the answer to that question would be a yes, whether you're employed gainfully at a oil and gas company trying to prevent corrosion from happening, or whether you go down there and you register your car once a year at the tax office. Because the United States spends $8 billion a year just on bridges trying to prevent them from corroding. And according to Ulick, author of Strategic Impact and Cost of Corrosion, the cost of corrosion each year in the United States is $276 billion per year. And the gas and pipeline industry is just a small part of that at $7 billion per year. And any man-made object is susceptible to corrosion, whether it's above ground needs to be coated or below ground needs to be protected with cathodic protection. And that's what I'm here to talk to you today about, is the occupation which deals with protecting the underground corrosion. Cathodic protection tester. It's a job that pays well and has great benefits, as well as a great future. And it also deals with somewhat of in public safety as well. So if all that appeals to you, then this would be a great job. And while earning my certificate myself, I have realized the financial impact as well as the importance of this job. So today I'm going to tell you about the importance of cathodic protection, as well as the duties of a tester and the future of this exciting field. You can see from the two photographs I have right here how important cathodic protection is. From this fire truck that was engulfed in a water main in California to this gigantic crater in West Virginia. What happened in this bottom picture was cathodic protection was not allowed to get around the pipe because the rocks had shielded it. And something like this could happen in as little as 6 months. And according to Materials and Performance magazine, cathodic protection is the most viable way to control underground corrosion. There's no other way you can stop it. Even coating, it'll get a little nick in here and there, and it'll just take off from there. And you can tell just from these two pictures, without cathodic protection, the unwanted effects you would have. From this top picture, this is a water main in California, and the government spends $36 billion a year trying to prevent this kind of corrosion in the utility system. The only reason it's not expanded on, or that great a deal, is because it doesn't kill anybody when it blows up. You just have a leaky pipe and stuff like that. That's why so much emphasis is put on the oil and gas industry. Plus, you would have all kinds of underground time bombs waiting to go off. I mean, it would take no time for this stuff to have to take place if all the power was shut off from all the corrosion. And all the chaos that would ensue. The fuel costs would rise, the water and the sewer system wouldn't be any good. You wouldn't get any oil where it was supposed to go. Now that we've talked about the importance of this occupation, let's talk about the duties. According to NACE, which that's the Association for Corrosion Engineers, the job description includes the following. In this top photo, we have a technician installing a test wire on a newly laid pipe to a test station. He's using a process called thermite welding. It's actually taking a mold, putting some gunpowder magnesium in an igniter, and all of a sudden you have a little flash fire, and then the wire's connected. And there's be many of those points along the pipeline. As well as these two technicians down here recording and reading a measurement off the test station. And you will also be taking measurements every 3 to 5 feet across the top of the pipeline. Every gas and oil transmission across the United States, you have to monitor every 3 to 5 feet. It's government mandated every 6 months. So by the time you get through recording at the end of this pipeline, it's time to start all over again. You'll also be required to repair the electrical system within the system. Anything outside the system has to be repaired by a licensed electrician, but anything within the system the technician is responsible for. And a lot of the time, 50 to 85% of the time will be spent driving from location to location repairing systems, monitoring and entering data. So you could probably say your truck would be your mobile office, because you know, they have a computer there for data and stuff. Now let's talk about the future of the cathodic protection tester. The future of this field is growing every day. You can tell by the 16.5 million miles of pipeline in this top photo here. And with those pipelines having to be checked every 6 months, you know, that sounds like pretty good job security. And once again, monitoring pipelines are mandated by the government for public safety. You know, you don't want a bunch of this stuff going off, causing a bunch of explosions or anything like that. And as aging systems become online, more and more regulations, rules and regulations will apply to them also. And at the same time, more and more pipelines are being laid every day. Like I just heard one about over here in Louisiana, the Shell deposit, whatever. They were celebrating that they had 150 miles of pipeline laid from here, you know, Marshall to Louisiana. It's jobs. And something else I found interesting about this job as well is you can obtain your degree in as little as 2 years. And it also pays very well. According to this chart from NACE right here, in 2 years, you could be making $75,000 a year. And that's pretty good. Usually it takes more, like 4 or 5 years in school to make that kind of money. And another important factor, there's only 2 schools in the United States that offer this kind of training. So the law of supply and demand is greatly in your favor. So today we've talked about the importance of cathodic protection, as well as the duties of a tester and the future of this exciting field. And after what I told you today, you may become interested in becoming a tester yourself. If not, you realize who is responsible for the monitoring and the corrosion aspect of these pipelines. Thank you.